Aloha everyone, this is Lenora, Hawaii's Pickle Lady. Today I'm making something that is everybody's favorite. They usually say banana bread, but I say banana cake. It's a little different from banana bread. So this is my mother's recipe. I've used it and it seems to come out all the time. So in Chinese, popo means grandma. So this is Popo's banana cake recipe. Very simple ingredients, and all you have to do is I have a stick of butter, which equals to half a cup, and 3/4 cups of sugar, 2 eggs, 1 cup of bananas, which is about 3 medium bananas. And then the dry ingredients I have are 1 3/4 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. These are the dry ingredients. So what you do is you kind of mix this up. And then I have here buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, it calls for sour milk. It makes it more tender. So if you don't have buttermilk, you can use a half a cup of just plain milk, any kind of milk, and add 1.5 teaspoons of vinegar. That will make the sour milk. It'll kind of curdle a little bit. Okay, that's the oven going off. And I want to show you that you can make either a loaf pan on this, but I prefer using these mini disposable pans because it makes 3 perfectly. And because I bake so much, I reuse it. So what I do is I line the pans with this commercial wax paper like this. So what I do is I take a sheet out and I'm going to just place it right in the middle, and then I'm just going to press it down, and then I'll do another one. So place it right in the middle, and then sometimes I make a whole stack of it and I just keep it in a plastic bag so that I don't have to keep on cutting. And then it's kind of big, so I just trim it off. And this way it saves on the washing too, if you want to reuse it. If you don't want to reuse it, you don't have to, but I reuse it. I use it over and over again. Okay, so that's how you do that. And one recipe will take 3 pans. 1, 2, 3. So what I found is that you have to put it on a tray, because sometimes I've baked a lot on the shelf and then it kind of tips over. So if you put it on a little pan like this and put it in the oven, then guarantee it won't tip over. Okay, now we start doing it. So all you do is you take the butter, and I've kind of softened it a little bit. And if your butter is a little hard, what you could do is put it in the microwave for, try it out, maybe 15 seconds, maybe 5 more seconds until the butter is kind of soft. Otherwise, you can't make cake with a hard butter. Okay, so you can see how soft it is. So I'm going to put it on high. When you make a cake, everything is on high speed. Butter, sugar, eggs, and banana. But when you get to the dry ingredients and you alternate with the buttermilk, you put it on low speed, okay? So now I'm going to gradually put in the sugar and mix it up on high. So you want it to be light and fluffy. so your cake will be light. So I'm just gonna scrape down the sides, and then I'm gonna add the eggs on high speed also. Gonna scrape it down again. Okay. And you can see how light it is, light and fluffy. Now I'm gonna add the bananas. Now scrape it again. And now I'm gonna add, you alternate, it's flour, milk, flour, milk, flour, milk, flour. So you start with the flour and end with the flour. So what I kind of do is I divide this into 4 and then put 1/4 of the flour, dry ingredients in here. Now on low speed, and then 1/4 of the flour again. You know, when the recipe says add the flour alternately with the wet ingredients, this is what it means. Okay, now another 1/3 of the milk. Another 1/4 of the flour. And the rest of the buttermilk or sour milk. And the rest of the flour. And you notice there's no vanilla in here because most cakes have it, but because of the banana you don't need the vanilla. And I'm just gonna scrape it down and then that's it. So you see how fast this was? Now I'm just gonna divide it up among the 3 mini loaf pans. And everybody who tries this cake really likes the texture of it. It's very light and moist. It'll rise a little bit, but it won't overflow. So I usually kind of make sure it's in all the corners. And then if you were to give it as gifts or you're doing a craft fair, this is really nice. Okay, so what I usually do is I take the pan and I just kind of drop it to get out the air bubbles. So we put it in the hot oven. Okay, the oven is preheated at 350 and set the timer for 45 minutes. The timer has gone off 45 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to test it to make sure. I have a cake tester. Comes out clean on everyone. And then I like to kind of like touch it a little bit. If it springs back, it's done. So now what I have to do is transfer it to a tray to cool. And I like to grab the ends and just pull it out like that. You see how clean? Very little cleanup if you want to reuse your pans. And then, no. This is still very hot, so be careful. As it cools, actually I can just turn this over like this and peel off the paper if you like. Maybe I should wait a little bit to let it set, but just to show you, this is what I usually do. See, it's nicely brown on the bottom. And by the way, if you want to make cupcakes, this makes about 12 cupcakes. Okay. Now I'm going to let the other two sit like that. And I'm just going to flip this one over like that. Now, see. I'll cut off a little piece. But like I said, normally I wait a little bit, but I just wanted to show you. See how moist it is? Okay, so I just want to taste it and see how it is. Very hot, but it's ready to eat. See how nice and tender it is, and you can see it's very soft, but we'll let this one sit. But I just wanted to show you this, how nice it is. Okay, taste a piece. Very tender. So if you like this video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, comment. And if you have any requests, let me know. Thank you for watching. Mahalo.